Welcome to our POA Podcast. As most of us don't fail. In fact, most men do not lose everything, and we don't wake up one morning and decide to throw our life away. Most men simply drift into a version of themselves that is slightly smaller than who they were meant to become. They become almost healthy, almost disciplined, almost present most of the time. Not bad. Can be courageous. Just like a little free and almost fulfilled. I'm almost there. And because life still works and the bills get paid, whatever relationship or marriage are still there, business is still running, there would never be enough discomfort to change. And this is why when men are stuck in this almost phase, it's so dangerous. Failure will get your attention. Rock bottom get your attention. Pain definitely get your attention. But almost allows us to stay asleep or ignore for days, months, years, and some even decades. And many men reach a stage in life where they realize something is important, but it is not important enough because there's no problem there to let them realize that it's important. And the problem here is not the lack of knowledge or information. The problem is not getting another book, another seminar, podcast, or another certificate. The problem here is taking action, taking courage, and the problem is alignment. Because deep down, most men already know. They know they should be at the gym, they should spend more time with their loved ones, they should have that difficult conversation with their partners, they should stop escaping into distraction, they should make that call, and they should start building what has been sitting in their heart for the longest time. They know. And we all know. And the challenge and the gap here is not awareness, but truly is taking action towards this awareness. And this is where it turns and life becomes interesting. Because when we often assume that something is important enough, there will be a day when we will do something about it. But that's not how human works. Many people out there wait for motivation. They wait until they feel ready, they feel confident, or until there is no more fear. But as spoken, then what is true confidence? What if the confidence comes after the reward from taking action? And what if the confidence is only after the action and fear is only removed after we do something about it? And as we think about every meaningful thing that has happened in our life, going to a relationship, starting a business, asking for that promotion or raise, having children, buying your first or maybe even second property, speaking on stage, leading your team. How many times when we take action towards building them, we have truly full certainty How many times was because a result that you took action first and the confidence that follows every step. But yet somehow over time, as we journey through life, somewhere along the journey, maybe today, many of us begin to wait again. To wait for the perfect opportunity, the right timing. I need more clarity. And as we wait, life keeps moving. The recent reflection that I have, the greatest danger to any man is often not suffering or pain. The answer could be closer to our heart than we ever imagined. The greatest danger is comfort. Because comfort is seductive. Comfort tells us we have done enough. Take it easy for today. You can always do more tomorrow. You are already very good. And maybe that is true. And that's how many men out there practice gratitude. But being better than most, it is not the same as truly becoming who we are capable of becoming. And this version of ourselves that already exists in potential. It is the version of ourselves that we look up to with admiration, respect, courage, and a role model of discipline, presence, and even wisdom that we have never experienced before. So where is this version of ourselves? It is not where, it is that version. It is how we are going to pay the price to create him. Because every growth, meaningful transformation requires death. And this is the death nobody talks about. It is the death of the old stories in our life today. The death of excuses and comfort. The death of familiar identities that we hold on for security. And then we know many men out there, they say they want to change. They say they want to become better. But what they truly want is the reward without that sacrifice. A comfortable growth or transformation without loss. But that's not how we keep the cake and eat it. That's not how we hit the gym and be comfortable walking out. Because life rarely works that way. And in order to create and break through something new, death must happen to parts of our old self. And this is why recovery is so difficult. And many men shun away from the topic of leadership because it is tough. And not to mention any committed relationship as well is full of challenges. And not to mention as well, building a business, becoming an entrepreneur. The road is almost as tough as every day walking up mountains. But every step you face in terms of difficulty, where the growth is at the end of the journey, every step will breed a new version of you. And as the old version dies away quietly, and we take reference from NLP, presupposition that every behavior has a positive intention. And even at our self-preservation phase, procrastination, avoidance, these behaviors are still trying to protect us. And what are these behaviors protecting us from? They are stopping us from growth. They are protecting us from rejection, from uncertainty and possible failures, and from pain. The challenge is that what protects us today definitely will imprison our growth tomorrow. And any man who avoids rejection will never be able to experience connection. Anyone who avoids risk will not discover his true potential. And anyone who avoids discomfort will never experience growth. And hence today's audio podcast, awareness, alignment alone is not enough. With awareness and sufficient reflection, building your alignment, and that's where action has to take place. And at POA, awareness helps us see our truth. Alignment helps us to decide who we want to become. And action turns the possibility into reality. Because without any action, awareness will fade into frustration. And without action, the alignment inside us just build up as a potential, and over time, it might even become regret. And as we always say, a vision without action is merely a mind fantasy. And so as we ask and come to the end of this audio podcast, I want to ask all my gentlemen here a question. And take all the time you need to ask yourself, where are you in your life right now? You are living in almost. Not an area where you felt that you have failed, but areas that you are okay. I'm alright. I'm living in almost good, but not that bad. And maybe this is where you are accepting less than what you fully know is possible. Might be your health, fitness, finances, relationship, your dating and social life, your business, your recovery, your leadership, or maybe even your spiritual life. Maybe it's time. The dream that you have been carrying for years but have not fully committed to starts to awake and deserve the attention to take action right now. No shame, just notice, true honesty with yourself, because this is where freedom begins. And the truth is, nobody changes unless we feel a sense of guilt and shame. And instead of dwelling on it, we take action. where the action after that creates the confidence. And we become clear about what truly matters, who we really are, and the direction that we truly want our steps to be taken towards. It's not easy to take that first step, that phone call, that conversation, that follow-up, that approach, that apology. But today the mountain did not to be conquered, because yesterday you know, today is the day you want to start. And this first step means so much to another step tomorrow. Small decisions with consistency repeated over time. I can assure you this, one day you will wake up and realize you are no longer trying to become the man. You have become him. And one day, as we reflect and remember this audio podcast that we listen to, and maybe at this season of our life we look back, the question will no longer be, am I perfect? Did I make every right decision? I was lucky that I did not take action to avoid that mistake. Did I use what was fully given? Did I live aligned with what I knew to be true? And these three sentences support us on our action of growth, where awareness reveals the gap, alignment reveals the path, and action closes this distance. This is Paul Teo. This is the powers of alignment.